Hello everybody, Glitch Reaper here, and I'm here for another vlog. It has been a while, I know, but sometimes you do have stretches where there's not really much news. Or you're so debating whether or not something will be news that you don't necessarily think that it's quite ready for that time. So, I kind of went through that period. There was something that may have came up, but in the end it's probably not gonna. So, it's looking like it's not going to be a big deal. So I, in the end, wanted to kind of make sure before, and I was looking the other way. I'm not too worried about it. But there is still some pretty fair-sized news that I need to go over now. More than one, actually. One of which you may have noticed, and that's that initial comments are kind of not on everybody's videos anymore on YouTube. And it's because of how it's been handling it through Google+. And the thing is, the Google+ service is going to be terminated soon. So, if it hasn't been completely terminated for you, you might want to back up your stuff if it's anything you want to back up. So that's kind of big, because they did say that it would be like a broad-scale erasure. And there's like only like certain super premium services that's going to have anything related to them for a while, and even then that's probably not going to last for very much longer. So that's why you're not seeing initial comments that way, at least for now. Now I can do things differently. I can always just regularly comment on my own video for something like that, and the same is true for other YouTubers. They can do the same thing. They can always have the ability to just, because they just uploaded, obviously they have the opportunity to be the first to say, "Hi, this is me. Sorry about that." So, it's just one of those opportunities that's going to be a bit different than it used to be. I haven't done it that way yet, but it's something that I'll probably be doing going onward because of the changes with Google Plus and the fact it's just going away. Before, whenever I uploaded, or for that matter when anybody uploaded, they'd have the option to just give their initial message on Google Plus, but as I was explaining before, that's no longer an option. So things are going to be a bit different, where people kind of do a little bit on their video as quick as possible initially, rather through the standard YouTube fashion, rather than with Google Plus, because it was a good idea to let people do like some initial pinned statement on their videos, like, "Hey guys, just want you to know this turned out really good in the end. No matter what it may have ended like on the video." So little things saying, "Hey, don't worry, we got this covered." Or on the other hand, they might say, "Okay, had disaster afterwards, like big disaster. Not sure how this is going to go forward." Because you can always just give people a heads up one way or the other, but that's just not going to be true anymore. That's just gone in the sense of Google Plus doing it. So we will have to do it the YouTube way, which up until now wasn't really considered to be, I'm not exactly sure the best word for it. YouTube kosher? Maybe that's the best way to say it? But now that the situation's changed, and they've kind of been allowing a version of that for a while, I don't think anybody's going to want to have that permanently gone. So things are just going to change in style and methodology, not exactly in function, I guess. So basically people are going to change exactly how they do that. So I kind of skipped out on doing that for a while because of this change, but I will be going to do it the YouTube way soon, so that you know. Another thing kind of affects more Magic the Gathering, so I'll probably actually have this up on both channels. And even though this is done in Minecraft and I'm doing it as a vlog, it doesn't necessarily reflect Magic the Gathering in that sense. It's still something I'll probably put up on the other channel, because there's some Magic the Gathering news here and there. May have noticed that Arena is more than beta, but not quite considered completed. But that's probably because in development wise it might stay that way indefinitely anyhow. So that's kind of a different news, and I haven't really had any of that up yet on my Magic the Gathering channel, but at some point I will have MTG Arena up that way. Otherwise, there's something kind of up with Magic Duels. They have been having certain things maintained for a while. It's kind of been on I'm not exactly even really calling it maintenance, it's just kind of gliding. And I'm kind of worried that they might let errors of certain types just kind of creep up on it over time. I don't think that affects things too terribly much in terms of which videos I was doing for it, but it's just something to keep in mind that if you're a big fan of Magic Duels, you might want to be at least a little bit concerned and say, hey, you might want to maintain this a bit more. I mean, it's something that they're not letting really die out, but at the same time, they're not really showing maintenance of it either right now. Like, there's usually been like community challenges you could do in the game, but those are pretty much for the last few weeks. I've noticed they've not been reset at all. Like, there's like nothing new of them. They've just been totally neglected. So I can certainly tell there's something up with that. I don't know if they're going to try to phase out the game in some ways. I mean, they may still leave it going on like minimal, but I'm just a little concerned about how they're doing that when it's had a pretty good run so far, and one that still has a lot of potential to keep going. Even if they're not like expanding it, it still has a lot of possibility. In terms of other news along that line, let me think for a moment. The thing is, I was also thinking of maybe, if I can, changing my Magic the Gathering channel's name, because having the abbreviation being the original card game for the win and only as an abbreviation might be a little misleading or just not really say it all. So I'm gonna try to go a different direction with that and see how that goes. Again, same channel, it'll still be meant for Magic the Gathering stuff only. So just because I'm changing the name doesn't mean I'm gonna be changing too terribly much about it. And that's only applying to my Magic the Gathering channel. That's not gonna apply to my main YouTube channel. So again, lots of news in a row really quick. So that's kind of all happened. Also, for those who might kind of remember me hanging out with a few previous friends, there's at least a distinct possibility I might be getting back with some of the old crew I used to hang out with in Minecraft. So that could be interesting if it works. I'm not entirely sure, because some times past we've all had like different events happen, but I've kind of been getting back in contact again, so we might just see how that goes. Might be seeing some different team-ups going forwards. So that could be a thing. And one kind of last note, I do have a bit more... Okay, Dolphin. Nice zip out. But yeah, I do have a bit more left on doing Undertale for my main channel. I know I haven't really been back on those videos for a while, but they can be a bit more of an effort trying to get edited right. So there's reasons why I haven't been able to do them like as frequently as other things, and it is meant to be only like a run or two worth. It's not going to be like everything Undertale possibilities. It'll just be like a few different ways of doing it that I prefer, like the True Pacifist run and a few little tricks otherwise. So there is that. Now, I also will probably at some point be getting to... Oh, that poor dolphin is... Come on, you can make it. You can make it. Come on, come on, hop in. The water is visible. Please, just make it, dolphin. It would be very sad if you did not. Please. I don't think I can lasso a dolphin with a leash. Or a lead. Oh, okay, I think he found the water. Yeah. Okay, good dolphin. Whew, that was worrisome for a while there. It's kind of weird when you have this angle and you can just see stuff going around you. But anyhow, as I was saying, I am more than aware of the Deltarune situation and it being out, and there will be a time that I will probably be doing that for a while as well. So that's something that at some point I will get to, is a Deltarune run. I also, in terms of back to Minecraft and some variations, there's still not much news about Minecraft Dungeons, and that is something I'm hoping of getting into. Possibly even with said old crew that I mentioned before. It would be kind of cool if we did a different game that was related together like that. That'd be kind of cool, forming a few parties in it. So that could be really awesome. Again, there hasn't been too much news about it exactly, so I don't know when it's even gonna release. They've been kind of a little in the dark on that one, so we'll get to it when we get to it. As for Minecraft Story Mode, on the other hand, I had originally planned to do a run on it earlier, but some things kind of came up. And again, I'm feeling that's something that kind of like Undertale will take some serious editing. So I'll probably reserve that for a special time. But I am planning on doing a Minecraft Story Mode run at some point. So that'll be interesting. I know that it's been out there for a while, but there's some of these things that I feel whenever I feel it's time, I feel it's like my time to do it. Like regardless of how long it's been or whatever, I'm thinking, I want to do that now. So it's just one of those things. But again, that'll be upcoming at a different point. I don't know exactly when, but still something to think about. Well, actually, now that I think about it, there is some other news. I have been getting some requests for releasing Engendered Frontier and Magic and Mythos as mod packs. And with Magic and Mythos, that would be a lot easier because most of those mods are kind of set now. They haven't had a lot of development for quite some time, so they're pretty much all the way they are. And the few that do have some updates on them, some of them I have to use specific versions of anyhow, so I won't be updating those mods. So pretty much the pack is set as is. And that means if I decide to upload it to Curse, it should be a lot easier because I probably won't maintain it. It'll be something that just will be the way it is and won't even need maintenance. It'll just, again, just be the way it is. As for Engendered Frontier, there is something special about that. I have been using testing versions of the Engender mod, ones that are not available on CurseForge at this time. So this is one of those times where benefits of knowing the modder kind of give you a bit of a advantage that doesn't necessarily happen in the major release. I can, however, put in the most recent public release of it into the pack if I decide to do it that way. I'd still be playing with the testing versions because I am helping to test the versions and avert major darn gas, weird interruption. But yeah, and avert major disasters with major bugs, test mod compatibility to see how things will work out and things like that. So again, I am using testing versions on Engendered Frontier that do not reflect what a pack would be because they would use a different version that would be like earlier. Also, I may have to add and subtract a few mods from that to stabilize a few things because it very specifically, Engendered Frontier is in 1.11, which was kind of a transitional version for Minecraft, especially when it comes to Forge. So some of the things either didn't have all the features you'd expect both before and after, or they were a bit unstable. So again, there may be some things that may differ a bit from what point in my series you've been at, because I may have to alter it for a final release, or a long-term release, or whatever you'd call that. Because again, kind of like with 1.10.2, it was kind of considered mostly stabilized, so there hasn't been too much major development on it for a while. Although Intermittent Doom is developing Engender more on that version before he transitions completely to 1.12. So it does have some things that I'm having to alter versions of, obviously, but not too terribly much. So again, both of those might wind up being set packs. So I think that's pretty much everything. I had a lot of different stuff to go over. So it was kind of around that time that I really had to mlog again. And in fact, I've been able to mlog so long this run that my Nether Star that I usually use as a gift volleyball to my local dolphin has disappeared because my dolphin leaped out and hasn't went back in. So that all happened. I'm gonna have to reset that dolphin. My aquarium's just not the same without the dolphin playing around, keeping the other creatures of the sea company. Oh, don't worry, the dolphin will be back by the time that I do another vlog. That's like guaranteed. Anyhow, that should be everything for now, so I'll be logging off. And you know the old drill. It's been a while, but still applies. Still applies. You gotta remember that I'm logging off with these particular vlogs. Huh. Well, that was random. I think a drown just got nailed by my conduit, but I don't see anything left. Something sounds like it is. Well, this is weird, crazy interruption during log day. Hello? Is there any more yelling at me? Or is it finally done? Because that's very disruptive to my attempt to log off. Okay, but as I was saying, this is... Seriously, where are you coming from? I was just so close to actually transitioning this off, and then the gurgling happens. Oh my gosh, really? I mean, serious timing. I keep getting closer, trying to attempt to get to the parrot party. You know, I'll just go for it. But as I was saying, hope to hear from you all later. And bye for now, and do remember, hashtag join the parrot party. Yes, yes. Even under the duress of a screaming drowned, the parrots party on! Yay! Parrot party cannot be stopped. Parrot party.